Okay, so I guess I'll start with an introduction. My name is Pearson Pazinski. I'm a student of the Lazarski Flight Academy and the Aviation Law and Professional Pilot's License, and I have with me a very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Fredrik Kämpfe. I'm Director of Aviation Affairs or Industry Affairs at the Swedish Aviation Industry Group in Sweden, in Stockholm. Happy to be here.
Very, very lucky to have you here. So I guess my first question is, what inspired you to get into aviation, and especially the legal side of aviation?
Well, actually, first of all, aviation. It was when I was 10 years old. My neighbor, we lived outside Stockholm. He was a pilot in SAS.
Okay.
And then he took me on my 10th birthday on a trip from Stockholm to Copenhagen in the cockpit of an old, but then not old, DC-9er.
Oh.
And from that moment on, I think I was hooked. How I'm squeezed in the legal road was a bit different because I worked in aviation in different formats. I worked at an airport, anything from restaurant to actually doing load calculations, weight and balance as a red cap for many years. Eventually I started to study law because I felt I wanted to do something more with my life maybe. And that first year in law school, you go through every legal area, and we came to international law. And then I went in the bookshelves in the legal library in Uppsala University where I studied, and I saw aviation law. And then it clicked. I said, of course I can combine aviation with law. Fantastic. And at the same time I had taken my my private pilot license. Oh. So I could really combine my interest for aviation with the legal profession.
It's exactly the program I have, legal and professional pilot's license. Okay, interesting. So I guess my next question is, what is your, it may be kind of a big question, but what is your favorite aspect of aviation? Meaning, because we just had the Green Aviation Conference. So are you most interested in the ecological point of aviation, or are you more interested in maybe crew? What do you like about aviation? Your most favorite?
Yeah, except for flying myself, yes. Which we can discount right now. But I really appreciate what aviation is for the world. Aviation is some kind of the vein through which we can get out and see the world, create connections. For me, fundamentally, it's an instrument of peace and global cooperation, honestly. And to be able to do that in this highly technical field, because it is, I think everyone has that feeling when you live with that big aircraft flying off to Asia or to the US or whatever, that how does this work? But when you start to understand the physics about flying, when you start to understand the rules about flying, you understand really that this is really the essence of international cooperation. We would not fly anywhere, at least to other countries, if we cannot have a legal framework that is the foundation of it. And that's why I became so interested in aviation law, because to understand that is to understand aviation as such.
Right.
So it may be a long discussion about my interest for aviation, but I think this phenomena of aviation is really interesting from every aspect.
For sure.
And as you mentioned now, we have a lot of challenges. We are not yet out of COVID. Aviation industry will be suffering from this many years. We have huge deficits in financing infrastructure. We have, as we see at the airports, huge problems to attract new people that had to leave the industry over the COVID years. And at the same time, we have to meet the climate challenge, as we discussed today in the conference. And it makes it just so much more important and interesting at the same time. Because if we do not fix this, if we do not meet the environmental challenge, the climate challenge, then I'm afraid we have to fly much less. And for me, that's not an option.
No, for sure. Okay, interesting. And I guess my last question is kind of not aviation related, but of course we're in Poland. So what is your favorite Polish food?
Oh, I had dumplings or some kind of dumplings yesterday.
Pierogies? Yes. Okay.
That was delicious.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you and having you here, and I look forward to the future.
Great to see you and happy to be here.
Yes, thank you.